Hello everyone and welcome back to Boulder Cove. This is episode 5 and today we are finishing up what we started in episode 3. Last episode I started off by saying that I had somewhat of a steady upload schedule, and then I went ahead and didn't upload the following week. That's a good one. But you know, these things happen. I do my best to try to upload every single Friday, but you know, it's coming towards exam periods, and things are getting a little hectic at school. So there might be weeks coming up towards Christmas where I won't post, and I guess you just gotta live with that. But as I said, I'll try my very best to get at least one episode out every week, every Friday. But anyways, just quickly back to the episode. We are, as I said, at episode 5 already, and started or finishing what we started in episode 3. Back then we started to work on the first small town here in Boulder Cove. In that episode we built roughly half of that town with some extra focus on the main commercial strip, the local bakery, primary school, and the industrial harbor down by the waterfront. I also talked a bit about what I imagine the story could be behind this town, and I got some comments where you were giving me your stories about this town and the different buildings. I will of course share those in this episode, but I first have to talk about what we are doing in this episode. At the end of this video we will sort of be finished with this town. I'm only missing some farms maybe around the area, but other than that this small town is pretty much finished. And those farms, I'll probably do them off screen because they won't be anything there won't be anything special. There would just be some roads and some buildings and some trees, and that's it. So most likely I'll do that between episodes, and but as I said, when it comes to buildings and roads and all that, towards the end of this video we're pretty much finished with this town. And today we're adding a secondary school and a train station on the other side of the freeway. Those are the two big things that we add. We of course add some suburbs, but secondary school and train station are the big ones. And of course farms as well, adding those so we get a more rural feeling of this town, because it is pretty much rural. Right now it's in the middle of an empty map, but once we start building up you will see that this one will still be a bit far away from any other city that we have in this map. But anyways, now let's go back to what we were talking about earlier, about what some of you commented on episode 3. Your stories. And I do love when you post comments with stories revolving what we're building, and of course suggesting names on what we're building here in Boulder Cove. One story I would like to focus on is a story by someone with the username Bloxburg Government. I don't know if that is the official government of Bloxburg, I'll have to check that out, but it could be. He or she wrote a pretty long story about this town's history. So I'm just gonna give you a quick recap, and it's as I said, I loved it, and I found it really interesting. So the story goes that the town was settled in 1913, around that area, and was mainly used as a rest stop for people traveling along the motorway. Back then it probably had maybe 1 or 2 shops, a gas station, and some houses and farms nearby. However, the small town received several blows in the upcoming years, with the stock market collapsing in 1920, or in the 1920s, probably towards the end of the 1920s. Anyways, stock market collapsing, and also a great flood in 1930 after long periods of heavy rain. And the town was growing at a rapid pace prior to this, but after those 2 tragedies, it was on the verge of becoming nothing but a ghost town. But in the 1960s, the economy was again thriving in Boulder Cove, and nearby cities were growing fast, and a lot of people moved out from the city to live somewhat cheaper, but still close enough that they can, for example, travel to the city to work there every single day. The local clinic was also kept alive through public funding, as the locals would protest when the city politicians wanted to shut it down. And well, yeah, that is pretty much the story of this town. Thank you again, Bloxburg. And he also was so kind to leave a suggestion on a name for this place. He actually gave me 2, so I could choose. That was very nice of him. And I landed on calling it for Norton. And I feel like adding a bit extra to the already great story behind Norton. And I'm saying that the Norton family was the owners of the first general store that opened in 1913. And you know, sort of the name for this town came from their family, and maybe also the name of the general store, like Norton General Store or something. That's probably what they would call it. Maybe also the store was expanded into a gas station with fuel pumps and stuff like that. So I'm imagining the owner was a guy named John Norton, who ran the business with his wife Sadie Norton, with help from their 4 kids. The Norton family ran the gas station from 1913 to 1989, when John and Sadie's grandson Oscar Norton retired and sold the business to the local chain of gas stations here in Boulder Cove. You might find it weird, but I certainly do love adding these little stories and these little names to the city. It makes it feel more alive when you sort of imagine that there are actual people behind these places, and yeah, there's actually some history here. Hopefully I think some of you actually kind of like doing that as well. Hopefully it's not too cringy. No, it's not. If you think it is, you can always find other content. And if you want to share some of your stories and get a chance on being featured in a video like 2 others already have been, then you know, don't be shy and go ahead and write a story, or write anything really about Boulder Cove down in the comment section. So maybe a rich investor lives here in Norton, maybe he lives you know, in one of the fancy houses down by the shore, or yeah, you can write a fictional story about him, or maybe there was a, I don't know, a serial killer active in Norton in the 70s, you know, who knows. Just let your imagination loose, because as I always say, this series is as much as your series as it is mine. I will always say that, believe me. We are creating Boulder Cove together, 1 episode at a time. Enough history lessons, let's talk about what we're doing here. The secondary school that I was talking about and our building in this episode, that was a lot of fun to make. I decided to place down a lot of parking lots outside the school by, of course, using the parking lot roads. I use them all the time. If you want to have a go at them, you can check those out alongside every other mod and asset that I use in the series by clicking the link in the description. It should be called Mods and Asset List, and it takes you to the workshop link, and you can just simply click subscribe to all, and it's roughly 50 mods and assets, so it's not too big. Even the oldest and poorest computers couldn't handle them, I'm pretty sure of. I also placed down 2 tennis courts and a basketball court, both vanilla assets, and I also made a custom track and field right next to the school. Now that was a funny one. It was not like funny, that was laughable, but it was fun to do. In that one I used a dirt path to act as the track. And then I used Find It to search for some billboards that I then placed around the field to sort of act like, you know, well, advertisements that you see around those fields. And I also used the natural resource brush to paint the field in a slightly different color than everything else. Like the grass is a bit different color, so it looks a bit more worn down or worn out than other types of grass here in Norton, because it's gonna be used very often, every single day, I guess. So it's gonna be a bit more brownish than grass that you might find somewhere else. This school has a very large footprint, very large, but it's the only secondary school in the area, so there would be a lot of teenagers here, and well, it would make sense for it to be very big as it already is. Some of them might live in Norton, others might live just outside, and maybe even some of them, or most definitely some of them, will be living on the islands outside of Norton, and they have to use ferries to go back and forth to school. So it's a school that sort of it covers a lot of ground, if that makes sense. It's the school district is pretty big, so a lot of kids probably have to take the bus for a long time, just like I did when I was young. I think when I was from 1st to 7th grade, I think I took the bus the bus took maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, just one way. So yeah, that was pretty bad. If I drove there, or if my mom or dad drove me there, it would probably take, I don't know, 7 minutes, but it just had to take this super weird route because it was a very small school, and you sort of had to pick up as many kids as possible using just one single bus. So yeah, and I lived the furthest away, of course. So but anyways, that's many years ago, and I do of course take a bus now as well. Now it only takes 20 minutes, 25 minutes, although if I drove there I'd probably take 5 as well. Pretty happy with buses, but in the long run they're a bit annoying just because it takes so long. Enough about me ranting about buses. Let's again talk about what we're building here. On the other side of the road from the school, we have a few fast food places. I'm picturing a lot of students will head over there on the other side of the road during lunch, instead of eating from the cafeteria or eating whatever they got from home. And when they are skipping class, that's probably where you should look for them as well. I know that's where I would be if I was there. I do remember skipping class when I was younger. Maybe skipping a tad too many classes, maybe. Not too many though. It didn't hurt me when it comes to how my grades were. I'm not saying I'm a A grade student, but I was right there in the middle, upper half, if I can say that. But yeah, if I was a teenager and I went to this school here in Norton, yeah, my wallet would be pretty empty when you have shops just outside the school. So after I finished working on the secondary school, I went ahead and started working on the road layout for the rest of the town, trying to create less dense neighborhoods as further and further away from the town center that we got. There won't be anything special out this way, so we won't get too much traffic on this road, or any road this way. I continue using the technique by using Find It to search for the houses that I want, and then I use Plop the Growables to place them down, and then I more often than not use Move It to sort of place them exactly where I wanted them to be. And after I created the road layout for the rest of the town, I decided to try one of those before and after shots that Strictoaster and Tazer, and probably many more as well, that they use in their videos. So here it is. Enjoy it now. Turned out pretty good in my opinion. I now know why a lot of people love them so much. They do really look awesome, and it's easy to see the difference in to see the amount of work that you put into this area. It just takes a long time for such a short cinematic shot. I haven't done any more of those before and after shots in the cinematics after the live gameplay, but in the future episodes I'll definitely do this again. Maybe I do one shot, like a before shot, before I start even working on the episode, and then I one at the end, so you can see sort of see what we've done this episode. I'll definitely do that. So now the time lapse is coming towards an end, and we will soon jump over into the live gameplay. But before that, we are building the train station here in Norton. It's not in a town itself, sort of. It's on the other side of the freeway. The tracks are already on the other side of the road, so it was actually just easier to have the station over here instead of placing it down, in the town and finding a way to sort of put the train tracks over or under the freeway. I'm sort of imagining that the train station or the train tracks were laid out later, like after the freeway was made, and it sort of made more sense to just build a station out where at that time it probably was only just farms out there, instead of forcing it to go through like Norton, like downtown Norton, if you could call it that, because then you'd sort of had to demolish a lot of houses for the station itself and also for the tracks. So yeah, place it on the other side of the freeway made most sense, and yeah, it also makes sense if it actually was like the train tracks and the train station was made after the freeway. And also around the train station I placed down a few shops, and of course a large parking lot for cars to park at if they drive to the train station to just jump on a train and go to one of the cities, whatever you feel like. So this is sort of like almost like a second Norton downtown. Since it already is a part of Norton, it's very close, and it's, yeah, looking at it from above, it definitely looks like it's a part of the same area or the same town. But this one is of course like a newer part with newer buildings and newer shops and stuff like that. And also I felt like it was a bit empty on this side, so I went ahead and placed down a few houses and a farm on this area, so it looks more natural. And also I placed a underground sort of walkway, path, whatever, underneath the freeway, so that people can safely get across, or underneath, in this case, underneath the freeway. Or else they would need to walk. Yeah, they would actually need to walk past the secondary school, because by the roundabout that we built in episode 3, they can't walk across there. They can't walk in game because it's all highway roads and people can't walk across them. But yeah, since if it was in real life as well, I probably wouldn't be allowed to walk across. Simply would be too dangerous because of the speed that cars drive in that area. So they would need to go all the way to the secondary school where there's lights, so that cars actually do stop there on a red light every now and then. But with that underground tunnel, they can easily get from one side to the other. And also place it down right next to the elementary school or primary school, whatever, by purpose, because there's probably a lot of kids also living on the other side of the freeway that need schooling. So yeah, it was probably a project that maybe the parents of Norton sort of craved for, and forced the politicians to act upon. so that the kids could not only get a shorter route to the school, but also a lot safer one. And also, I don't know if you probably spotted it, but the colors look a bit different towards the end here of the time lapse. Not on purpose. I forgot that I changed a lot in the game. I changed a lot because I was working on, well, a bit of a spoiler, but I'm working on another project. It won't be out yet, but only thing I can say about it is I'm using the Springwood LUT. So that's, and I completely forgot that I was using it. So when I jumped back into Boulder Cove, it was, yeah, the LUT was still Springwood instead of can't remember what LUT I'm using, but yeah, I'm using something else. If you're really interested, again, mods and asset list in the description. But yeah, I just completely forgot to turn it off or to switch it back to the normal way. So yeah, this isn't a change that I made up. It is completely by accident. So yeah. But that being said, the time lapse is finished, and you all know what's coming next. It's some live gameplay before some cinematic footage at the end. So don't go anywhere. I'll see you within a few seconds, actually. So when I said that I didn't mean to change a lot, and I meant to change it back, yeah, that's not gonna happen. We're still at the Springwood LUT. I just simply forgot to turn it on or enable it in the menu. So yeah, we don't have the LUT in the game right now. We usually do. So I'm continuing the Springwood LUT, and it's not a bad LUT. It still looks good, but yeah, it's I was pretty happy with the last one. But let's take a look at what we built in this episode. I've stopped time because reasons. You might want to see them right now. There we go. Yeah. No abandonment mod is currently saving my ass. Yeah, it's we don't have any sort of power. Maybe a bit from the recycling center, incineration plant, yeah, something like that, and no water as well. So we'll do that in the next one. I have plans, you'll see. So yeah, we definitely need to do that before we try to do other projects. But this is the secondary school, the high school, whatever you should call it. As I said, you know, it's a very large footprint. Looking at Norton from above, it's not too big, no. Yeah, and here are the farms outside. I can't wait till to zoom out and sort of most of well, not everything is covered by farm, but most will be farms. So I certainly think everything on this side of the freeway, will be farms. I don't really see any opportunity to build something else. Not too high towards here, the mountainside. Because I thought maybe this entire mountain range could be a national park. Good, look at that! Look how gorgeous this is. Should we keep the Springwood LUT? I sort of forgot how the other one looks. The other one looks a bit colder. Look at that! Look at the mountains and the water and the cloud. The clouds haven't been there before, have they? Am I seeing things? Am I going crazy? Yeah. No? God, yeah, this is... Oh, this is good. This is good. Good. Anyways, yeah, the farms, it's gonna look pretty much like this all around the other side here. You can see me already placed the road down here. Probably just expand from this one, to be honest, and maybe another entry point over here, and just have a few, these are farm buildings clipped together here and here. No houses nearby, or do I? No, these are just farms. Okay, and using the natural resource brush to sort of change the color of the ground. Did that one here as well. Yeah, really like that. I love farms. I grew up near a farm, worked on a farm one summer. I'm a country boy. Anyways, secondary school, train station over here, with a restaurant on the other side, probably like a cafe here, and yeah, offices here, alongside pretty huge parking lot. Yeah, I really like the look of that. I don't think this ever will be completely full, but I hope maybe a few few spots will be taken. So you know, if you live, let's say over here, if this is your house, then well, you could walk or get on your bike. But let's say you don't have time for that. Let's say you need to drive your kids to school. So you get out, you drive, you drop off your teenage daughter who doesn't talk to you anymore at the at the secondary school here. You drive down towards the primary school, and you pick up your slightly weird kid. You drop him off, and then you drive back to the train station. You park, you get to the train station, you jump on a train. Jump on a train that stands still, and then you head off into town to go to work for a few hours, and then you head back. So yeah, you do see that quite often, like near a more rural train station. The more rural the train station, the bigger the parking lots, mostly the case. What else? Underground tunnel thing. Yeah. Cozy little neighborhood, this one, with the a bit more rural, bit more, yeah, not shabby, but different from the other ones over here. Instead of just showing you things in this one, I thought I could actually build something. This area right here, this tiny little peninsula-ish something. I thought I could start maybe working on a like this would be like a park-ish thing. I think I opened this one, and when I say park, I just mean maybe a trail or something. I don't want this to go on for too long, but it's long since I played the game. I don't want an amusement park. I probably don't want like a normal park. Now this should be a nature reserve. No, I don't need actual park. I just need the path. Are these? I probably want to do that, and turn off that. And I sort of thought I could have a path going all the way, starting like over here maybe. Come on. So let's just should I go with this one? Yeah, I could go with the decoration with lights, but I don't see the reason with lights. Well, I do know why what's good with them, because you can see stuff here, but I feel it's not used enough sort of to deserve lights on it. So yeah, just plain without plain path. Let's go a bit further down here. This could be a sort of like a beach area. This one here. It's not a very nice beach. It looks very muddy, but yeah, it's probably very much how it is in these sort of areas. And then into the woods right here. Let's turn off no collision, so we could build a path very close to this rock here. Want you to go here, and maybe down, and then it sticks out again, just so we get a more like natural look of it. Maybe there and go back again. Yeah, need to of course move the trees in that area, because they're right on the path, but do that later. Just sort of go back, and then I don't quite know this area yet. I'll let you in on a little secret. Next episode, I want to fix the electricity issue and the water issue. So I want a nuclear power plant and sort of a water recycling center, and I thought I could have it here. It's very usual, also somewhat it's very common to have nuclear power plants near large body of water, just because you use a lot of water when it comes to creating nuclear power. Not just creating, but sort of dealing with the nuclear substances. I don't work with this. I'm very happy to do not work with this. I think everyone else should be happy too, regarding how little I know about it. But yeah, you use a lot of water, and I also thought maybe having it here, but I thought maybe that's too close to Norton right here, because I've seen some on Google Earth, and they are very secluded, most of them. So I think just farms and just nothingness up till this point, and I'll have it here. And yeah, quick highway access as well, because there will be a lot of workers here. Not in game, in real life it will be, but yeah. Yeah, I think I have it here. That means I just have a farm probably here, which means the path should probably just follow the waterfront here. Yeah. Let's get back into here, shall we? Move it. Come on. And let's just remove some of these trees. I would like to maybe... Oh, not that one, no. I would maybe like to download a mod that allows you to go like first person view. Certainly in this area that would be very cool. I can't get pretty far down, but not far enough so you can very much see how this looks. I sort of wanted to be like very. You feel like you're in the middle of the forest, then you come out and then you got You got the ocean, you got the mountains. Oh, this mountain range, mountain range. Ah, looks good. So good that I'm actually forgetting how to speak. Let's get you over here. And also, let's add some patches of grass into this area. I do love them, you know that by now. Let's get the last ones out of the way. Also do like these huge redwoods. I think they are huge trees. Vanilla as well. They are definitely one of the favorites. Yeah, you can stay like that, and you're all right. But first, I need to go back to the path and sort of just get them to, like, connect them to the road actually. If anyone will be using this one, that I don't know. Maybe. I sort of feel like the what you call them, the Sims, or the people in this game, is sort of programmed to, if there is a pathway, they'll rather take it than drive, even though maybe driving uses a bit shorter, or it takes a bit shorter to drive than to walk. I think that's sort of how they're programmed. It sort of feels like that. So they rather walk a few extra minutes than get there earlier by car. Same goes with public transport. I feel like they use public transport a lot more when there is, of course, the option to do so. But yeah, also with pathways and stuff like that. Should I have another one in the middle here? One over here maybe. Sort of like this. Sort of screwed up this area. There. How does that look? Yeah, it looks actually pretty good. Yeah. Good. Well, this would be a nice area to walk in. Yeah, real good. Also, should probably add trees along here as well. Let's get one down over here. Yeah, that's not too steep. Here as well, maybe? That is pretty steep. Let's get that like so. Yeah. You can go down like this. You're a bit too close, in my opinion. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not here, but definitely here. One over here, and maybe also one over here. Maybe it's too close. No. Yeah, very short segment, but that'll do. Perfect. And yeah, why do you turn into a bridge? Let's do that. And that won't look any good, but I'll do this, do that, and for some reason it elevated. But I'm gonna use move it. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, alright. Let's see what we can do with some trees. Or not trees first, right? So not the taller ones in this one, because I don't want to block their view. So let's just do. First of all, I want to get rid of the the squares that I had there. So place down some here. Bit taller ones. Just some. Yeah, that's fine. Some patches of forest. All right, so the patches of grass are down towards or by this trail. I do like how this looks. I do love the clouds. I should stop. I'm falling in love with the springwood lot. Yeah. Tell me in the comment section if I should keep this one. I might be open to it, you know. But yeah, as you can see, just placing down a few patches of grass every now here and now. That's pretty steep. Before we head over to the cinematic experience, almost the cinematic footage, place down a few benches here inside it. I could probably do sort of like a campsite. If I can place them down. Let's see, these are the props. Kayak, yeah, why not? The ocean's pretty far away, so would it make sense having them here? Maybe not, but I want to concentrate the props. I want here. I want there. Let's see, a well. Why not? Outhouse. Yeah, so this is sort of like a camp, public camp area almost. Let's see if I could place down some. Here we go. Well, then I have to build a. What's it called? Park area? Yeah. I'll do that. Let's go. Just this peninsula right here. Valley Grounds. I'll get to name that one later. I don't know quite yet. Norton Park sounds a bit too generic, so I'll think about it. You can do too, if you feel like it. Oh, main gate, come on. Should I have one? Can't I have like a small main gate? Nature. That's a huge one. Both are huge. What? Well, it says it's small, so could have it here, there. Yeah, yeah. Since this is a more like a main road, then it makes more sense to have it here. So have it there, and then I can move this road right here. So I think it's actually connected. Nope. Nope. Let's move it here. So sort of adds up with the crosswalks. Get rid of some trees, and then connect the path. Can I? How will this look? Distance too short. Oh my god. Yeah. What's going on here? think I need to just a bit further away. Yeah, just like that. We can work with that. And sort of like this. Yeah, it's fine. Bit steep, but you know. National Park, yeah. Now we can do what I set out to do in the beginning. Let's go campfire site. What's this? This is with a shelter. I can do that one. Yeah, that looks good. And I'll have it around here. What other props are there? Or other stuff? Tent? Yeah, I mean someone could tent here. It's not too unrealistic. They probably want to do a bit further away though, since this is a very public area. But I don't think there are any rules against not tenting. So, what's this? Camping site. Don't need a lookout tower, to be honest. Let's add one or two more maybe of these, so they can see it on the campfire. A sign. How to what's this? Another sign. Yeah, I can have one maybe over here. No. No. Let's say two of these maybe. I can't count. It's three. What do you call it? Firewood rack. Have one right next to this one. Few chairs, wouldn't mind. Kayak, I will place those down. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Should I go do this? No, let me go over here, and let me maybe use this one. Let's see how that one turns out. Come on, let's change some textures, shall we? It doesn't do anything. How about this one? Oh, the strength is at 0 almost. Well, yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, it's more like it. That looks good, in my opinion. Very nice spot, and with actually the tent and the this like shelter sort of stuff. We actually will be seeing people here because you know, they will be attracting citizens, so they won't use these benches, but they'll use these ones and the tent, so that's really cool. Very nice view of the islands. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, then consider subscribing and liking this video. Since you already come so far, I think you ought to at least consider. Let's go over here, and let's start time. There you go. Cars are driving again. Ah, looks good. This is Norton. This is Norton secondary. And it looks really good. As I said, consider liking and subscribing for even more. hopefully a new episode 6 will be out next Friday, so look forward to that one. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon. Bye for now.